Starting in mountain pose, Tadasana, at the top of your mat, begin by stretching out the feet, pressing through the toes of one foot and then the other in a quick lower leg warm-up. Inhale, raise the arms, bring the hands together in prayer above the head and down in front of your chest. Find a focal point or drishti to hold your gaze as we begin with our first balancing posture. Weight shifts to the left leg as we raise and bend the right knee. Slowly begin to extend the right leg as your frame allows today. Keeping a micro bend in the left leg should allow you to lift and extend the right foot forward perpendicular to the body. For guidance, pull the leg back into the center line and place delicately on the mat beside its friend. Let's do the same now on the opposite side, lifting the left knee and reaching to wrap the left fingers and thumb around left big toe. Balance your hips and slowly extend the left leg out forward. Micro bend in the standing leg for knee protection. Walk out your feet to release any tension. I am turning for aesthetics here. You may wish to continue to stand at the top of your mat. Let's do the same as before, lifting the right leg, this time adding a hip opener. Eyes pin your focal point or drishti, while your right hand guides your right foot out from in front to side as you open your right leg out into extended side hand to big toe, or Utthita Padangusthasana. If you wobble and lose it, never fear, it happens to all of us, especially in early morning tight bodies. Weight still grounded through left leg, lift and bend the right knee, splaying the right hip open, and cross the foot over the top of the left leg, placing the ankle upon the left thigh. To find the opening sensation, begin to dip the hips down, bending through the standing leg, lowering your shin parallel to the ground to find yourself in the standing figure of 4. If you feel comfortable in your balance, see if you can begin to fly your wings out wide. Stay alert to your focal point while breathing through any motion intended or otherwise. If you fall out, simply come back. Begin to straighten the left leg while you uncross the right foot, yet attempt to keep off the ground. No worries if not. And place it now into tree pose, with right sole of the foot pushing against the left inner thigh, up into the sky, above the head, and optional to bring your palms together in prayer. Slowly bring the hands down to heart center and allow the foot to gently rest back to the earth. Moving into the other side now, standing on right leg, lifting left knee, fingers and thumb around left leg, extend forward and out to the side, Utthita Padangusthasana. You're now stretching your legs and hips open whilst working on your balance. Allow the left leg to drop now, but before it touches the ground, see if you can place your left foot onto your right thigh, using any assistance necessary to get into this flying pigeon variation. Fly your arms out wide and begin to bend at the hips and into your standing leg. Slowly rise back up and place your left foot onto the inner right thigh or calf, depending, opening and splaying the left hip open. Arms out wide, and gradually as you remain gazing to your focal point, lift the arms up and overhead, rotating the shoulders back and down the spine, creating space across the neck and sternum. Hold. Breathe. When you wobble, let go. Don't fight it. Learn from it and come back to it. Walk out the feet. Have a little shake out and slowly drop down to the mat, coming onto your knees. Place your hands down in front of you, shoulder width apart, and lift the hips up high, rising up onto your toes. With bent elbows, put your knees upwards towards your armpits, coming into crow. Once comfortable, try to lift one and then both sets of toes away from the mat. Remembering a little is a lot here, gazing straight down between your front paws. For a transition to work on, try to fly one leg out and without dropping the other to the ground, step back with both feet into chaturanga. Exhale. Inhale, upward facing dog, stretching out the front body. From up dog, exhale, drop the knees and lift the hips, pushing your bum back behind you to the mat into child's pose. Rest for a moment. Inhale, rising up onto your shins, hips lifted away from the ground. We're going to strengthen our glutes here by raising our arms straight out in front and dropping our entire upper body from the knees back in thrust towards the mat. One straight 45-degree line from knees to crown of the head. Come back up, and with the hips locked, let's drop back and forth a few more times, as slowly and as attentively as you can. Lean back and come forward. Lean back and come forward. Lean back and come forward. Drop the left hand to your left ankle and wave the right arm up overhead. Move to the opposite side, right hand to right ankle and left arm up overhead. Play in these half camel circles. And remember, if you can't quite reach the ankle, try tucking your toes under to give a little extra lift. Chest opens up to the sky as you move from side to side. On your second round, bring both hands to their ankles and push and lift the sternum up whilst allowing the neck and head to fall back. Think to push through the hips and glutes. Very carefully, with an inhalation, place the palms of your hands on the sacrum and lower spine, fingers point down, and begin to lift the chest forward to come into neutral kneeling again. After a round or two of breaths in camel, drop the sit bones to the feet and place your hands opening upwards on top of your bent knees and thighs. Close your eyes and settle into a round of deep breathing. Drop the head and chest towards the thighs now and place the arms to the side of your body, curled into an almost ball. Grasping at your heels with your fingers, begin to lift the hips up, rolling onto the crown as your spine bends and stretches now in the opposing direction to our previous camels. Drop back down to the heels and lift back up again. It should feel really good across the top of your back and shoulders in this rabbit variation. Remember, as you lift your hips, your gaze should be through your knees. Just do a few rounds here as it feels good to you before placing the forehead back on the mat to not get dizzy. And very gently, with a deep, big breath in, lift up onto your shins, arms up to the sun, and back down to the heart in Namaste. Thank you for being here with me today. From the light within me to the light within you, Namaste.